Hide your windows, hide your mirrors. Ray the Jerk is here, and he is wrecking all the glass panels. You know what time it is. It's time to go to work. Jerk of All Trades podcast. What's up, Ray?
Ha ha ha, Eddie. Very, very funny. I want to mention that I have made it one whole week without drinking an alcoholic beverage before tonight. And I got my windshield fixed, and my buddy got his windshield fixed, and I'm starting the process of getting my bedroom window fixed. So, yeah, I'm on the comeback trail.
Stone Cold Ray Austin is back on the comeback trail.
We heard the infamous glass breaking, which signifies the most popular wrestler of all time, Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He ain't going to be at the WWE pay-per-view this Sunday, but there will, however, be some big names there, not quite that big. So with that said, let's start the show, Jerk of All Trades podcast, and let's talk about Great Balls of Fire.
Goodness gracious.
Goodness fucking gracious.
What a name. Great Balls of Fire. I thought this shit was called SummerSlam. What happened?
So yeah, SummerSlam is actually next month. This is what is probably, and not probably, it is the worst pay-per-view name of all time.
Yeah, this is very different. I'm not mad at it because it's something new, but
it's pretty fucking bad. The logo actually has a pair of flaming testicles shooting through it.
I saw that.
They're going right at Samoa Joe's face.
Well, they could be tits. Well,
I guess they are. It ain't
balls.
called Great Titties of Fire. It's called Great Bosoms of Fire. It's called Great Balls of Fire. Those are the grapefruits. And, you know, I thought when I heard this name, I was like, this is the worst name of all times, right? And so we decided, hey, let's look up the top 5 worst wrestling pay-per-view names ever, right?
Well, we're longtime wrestling fans.
Yes.
So we don't have your typical worst names of all times because we remember a whole lot more than what your average internet article is going to give to you. So here are the Jerk of All Trades top 5 worst pay-per-view names of all time.
And none of them are as bad as Great Balls of Fire is what I found out. So
shit. So let me kick this bitch off. Yeah. I started with an ECW pay-per-view. There's a lot of bad ECW names.
Yeah, there was some pretty bad ones. By the way, is this a pay? So there was actually some that were not pay-per-views. They were just big events. Big Ass Extreme Bash was one I considered picking.
Ooh, that's a good one.
But it wasn't actually a pay-per-view, so I did not pick it.
This ties into my depression of ECW going under. This was the second to last pay-per-view in the history of ECW.
I know what it is.
Massacre on 34th Street.
It's a pretty bad one, man. I didn't even think of that one.
This one hurts me because I knew Rob Van Dam wasn't coming back.
That was a bad era.
WCW was about to die, and fucking just like this was the beginning of the end for ECW.
The death knell for ECW and a terrible, terrible pay-per-view name.
Massacre on 34th Street.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's a bad one. My first pick is actually an ECW one as well. I actually have 2 ECW ones on this list, which is interesting.
Oh, you better not take mine.
Mine is actually December to Dismember.
That's not ECW.
No, actually, believe it or not, actually.
Oh wait, no, that is.
There was actually
after November to Remember. It was
there was actually a December to Dismember in 1993. And that wasn't actually a pay-per-view, obviously, but they later had in the WWECW era, they had December to Dismember. It was actually the least bought pay-per-view of all time. They had an Elimination Chamber match. I actually was not watching during this era. I had already given up, but I retroactively watched it. They had an Elimination Chamber match in which Paul Heyman wanted CM Punk to win. He wanted him to actually defeat Big Show, who was the champion at the time. He wanted to defeat him, the first person. and that did not go over well with Vince McMahon. And instead, they chose Bobby Lashley, which went real well. But just on the name alone, goddamn, December to Dismember. It was a playoff November to remember. Obviously, the quintessential ECW pay-per-view. December to Dismember, not so much. So
November to remember.
That's my choice.
Supposed to be the first pay-per-view of ECW, but it got nixed. Yeah. And they had to push it off and come up with barely
legal.
Yeah, November to remember. I got fond memories of some November.
Oh man, great. Not so much on December to Dismember.
No,
but,
hell
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Well, my next pick is a pretty simple one. It's from the In Your House WWF series.
I wonder if it's the same one as me.
Buried Alive.
Ooh.
This is just bad. This is just no. WWE, no thank you. You're going to bury somebody alive and you want me to pay $25 to watch it?
I believe they were actually 15 at the time.
Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe it went up to 20. But yeah, I mean, I thought this was actually, I looked through, so I had to pick an In Your House. I have an In Your House on my list. I could have just put In Your House on my list because that was actually initially on my list, and I decided to actually pick a particular one. But Buried Alive is actually not up there because, I mean, that was actually the match type, right? So I thought that was an okay one for what it was.
This is a felony in the worst way. You try to bury someone alive and get away with it, you let me know what happens.
There is a lot of crimes that are named in, we just talked about Barely Legal, God damn it. I mean, come on. What was it talking about? Was it talking about these flaming balls heading at some underaged people, or we don't know what it was.
Maybe an underage robot.
I mean, we've heard the stories of ECW, and Barely Legal was actually fitting. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've heard about the I forgot what they call it, the lodge or whatever, the hotel or whatever, the circular lodge thing that they used to hang out
I
at.
thought you were talking about the videotape.
Well, we've heard about Mr. Rob Feinstein too.
Yeah,
so not to be named, fuck him. But no, I was more thinking of the story about Todd as God and the lampshade.
Oh yeah.
And Too Cold Scorpio.
Interesting.
So, but yeah. Buried Alive, not that bad. But yeah, I agree. In Your House, shitty. So yeah, I guess I'll do my In Your House. My In Your House is It's Time. It's just called It's Time.
It's Time.
And this was actually Vader, I think, was main eventing this one. Or
makes sense.
Yeah, but I thought just In Your House in general, what a fucking shitty name for a pay-per-view.
Not much to that name.
No, and then and at the beginning too, they just had like In Your Houses, and they were all just In Your House, and like there was no other name to it, and they had multiple of them, and they had the shitty In Your House music. We're in your house. We're in your house tonight. And they had the Double J one, or the Road Dogg, whatever it was. But yeah.
Oh yes, Nashville.
WWF In Your House. It's time. It's time for what? It's time for a shitty pay-per-view that's not on the level with the rest of the big pay-per-views, but it's probably still better than any WWF pay-per-view now. So
damn, man.
Ooh, that hit hard, but I shouldn't have said that. But
ouch. That's pretty lazy.
Zing.
In Your House pay-per-view naming.
Yeah. I'm glad that they eventually got rid of the In Your House thing. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, mine next one is kind of an In Your House, but not really. I went WWE again, and I chose Armageddon for my number 3 worst.
Interesting.
Armageddon. You're trying to pump the end of the world on me. I'm not buying it. I think I'm going to live after the end of this pay-per-view. Armageddon is not going to end the world, and I've never been a big Armageddon fan. December is Christmas time.
You don't like the movie? You don't like the movie Armageddon?
Never seen it. Bruce Willis?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah, never seen it.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to that era of,
But, give me something with a little bit of holiday spirit. I don't need that damn Armageddon.
Like Massacre on 34th Street?
A massacre for Christmas? Fuck no.
Why not? Why not, right?
Leave that to the jabronis overseas.
Oh, come on. Let's not go down that road, Eddie.
Anyway.
Let's not go down there. So, all right.
Never a big fan of Armageddon. I'm glad it's gone. I hope it never comes back.
Yeah. Well, Armageddon is here to stay. So, my next choice is actually WCW.
Oh, no.
Hog Wild.
Oh, God.
So we had Road Wild, right? And
well, this was before.
Was Hog Wild before?
Hog Wild was the first one.
Was it the first one, and then they changed it to Road Wild after that? Okay.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So this was all based around the fact that Eric Bischoff had hard-on for motorcycles, right? So this was at Sturgis. It was in South Dakota. Yeah, I actually brought it up, and I wanted to list off some of the matches. So, I mean, just the name fucking sucks really horribly. And Road Wild actually was not too bad. Hog Wild was pretty terrible.
Abominable.
But the abominable snowman, that might actually be a decent main event for your Christmas themed pay-per-view extravaganza. But yeah, we got the Public Enemy versus Dick Slater and Mike Enos. I'm sure that was a fucking barn burner. We got Conan versus Chavo Guerrero Jr. We got the Nasty Boys, Knobs and Sags, faced off against High Voltage, Robbie Rage, and Kenny Chaos. Alex Wright versus Bobby Eaton. We got the Dungeon Doom versus Joe Gomez. Oh, man, I miss him. Joe Gomez, Jim Powers, and Mark Starr. Man, a lot of really shitty matches here.
That had to have been on the
These are all on Saturday nights, so let's skip past that. We got Mysterio versus Ultimate Dragon, they call him here.
Oh, that's probably...
That's actually probably not a bad
4
match.
or 5 stars.
That's 11 minutes and 35 seconds. I would love to see that match. We might actually watch Hog Wild at some point. Scott Norton defeated the Ice Train. Missed the Ice Train.
Little known fact about Eddie the Jerk. Big Scott Norton fan.
Oh, Scott Norton was a fucking beast,
Norton.
dude. He was a beast, man.
I like those roughnecks.
Yeah. He was definitely a roughneck. He was a rough rider. Medusa defeated Bull Nakano in a rematch from WWF, probably. Mr. Chris Benoit, Eddie's fave, versus Dean Malenko. 26 minutes and 55 seconds. Wow, this actually might be a better event than we realized. Harlem Heat versus Steiners, also probably a good match. Flair defeated Eddie Guerrero. Whoa.
Yeah.
And then Outsiders versus Sting and Luger, and Hollywood Hogan defeated the Giants. So actually that seems like a pretty fucking rock solid pay-per-view.
I actually remember a lot of those matches.
Want to fucking watch that. So anyway, that was my pick.
The main event is lackluster.
Well, yeah, if I had to pick the shittiest one out of that. But anyway, that's my pick. So
very, very good pay-per-view, actually. Or not very, very good, but better than you would think for it being named Hog Wild.
Yeah, that was definitely not the best name, but whatever.
So now I'm going over to the total nonstop action portion of the list here.
Good for you, man. I don't have any from them.
A little DX action. Destination X. Not a big fan of the ropes hanging above the ring. This is a career-shortening match. I was never a big X Division guy, and they basically named this pay-per-view for a specialty match for the X Division, where AJ Styles could shine and steal the show each and every year.
And Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. And I mean, there was some good X Division stuff too, but it was a spot fest.
And I'll be honest, there was 1 or 2 really good Destination X matches that I remember watching. But as for a name, Destination X, this is like Area 51. Like what
happens at Destination X? Yeah.
Why can't you just put these guys on blast? Say this is the AJ Styles show, you know,
right.
or whatever.
No doubt, it definitely was, no doubt.
And it's like a ripoff of DX too. It's like DX.
I don't get it. Can you explain it to me?
Degeneration X, who's gonna kick your ass?
Degeneration X.
X-Pac. No.
Make some noise.
But I was
your butthole fell out.
So if you're not. If you're
not, but he made some noise when that happened. But
if you're not wrestling in the Destination X match, you got to feel like shit, right? It's like the whole pay-per-view name is Destination X, but I'm just like wrestling Ray on the first match of the card, and I got nothing to do with anything that's going on here.
I believe that actually in the Destination X pay-per-views, it was all X Division wrestlers. So this was their night, and so none of the other wrestlers actually were on these pay-per-views. So
initially. There was no TNA title at the end of this.
No, it was actually it was main evented by the X Division title. So they kind of they were trying to make it its own thing, its own entity, and so they gave it its own pay-per-view.
That is very interesting.
So it's actually not as shitty as you maybe thought it was, but the name's kind of shitty.
The name sucks.
Yeah. So for my next choice, I choose WWF Insurrection. Ooh. The European pay-per-view from 2002. I believe they actually had another one after this, and the reason why I have to choose it is, God damn it sounds like erection, right?
Sure does.
I mean, come on. You've got an erection inside of a WWE ring. John Cena has had it before, and you know what? It happens sometimes. So
wait, what? John Cena had an
my
erection?
god, you've never seen the
In the
video?
ring?
It's like the fucking
Man, them steroid boners must be
it's like
out
the
of control.
it's like the JFK assassination. He was wrestling Trish Stratus, and
Wait, what?
yes,
John Cena?
Yes, he was he was tagging with Trish Stratus,
Oh.
and he gets a boner. He tries to wave his hand in front of it so you can't see it, but you still see it anyway. And
Is this a joke?
I swear,
Did you write this before the podcast?
hand on my heart, this is
You
not.
said you can't see my dick. Like he did. You can't see.
He did
me
not
from-
do that. He did not. I made that up. But he did in fact get an erection in the middle of the ring, and it's really fucking awkward. And there's a whole video in which they basically just like break it down, not DX style,
Wow.
and maybe DX style
There's a video
because
that breaks
suck
it down.
it. But yeah.
I've never had an erection during a wrestling match. I'll tell you that.
Hey, you've never been in a wrestling match with Trish Stratus,
No,
right?
I haven't.
So yeah, it's actually it's quite interesting in a very, very bizarre way. And I don't know how we got it. Oh, Insurrection.
Insurrection.
John Cena was actually not on this pay-per-view, and I don't think anyone got a boner on this pay-per-view.
I remember Insurrection fondly. I think.
Yeah, it was all right.
No. I'm thinking of Capital Carnage. My bad.
Yeah.
I thought this was the first pay-per-view with The Rock as the corporate champ.
The Rock defeated Shane McMahon with Mr. McMahon and Triple H with Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, this is a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shitty name.
Oh, actually, this ran this ran for 4 years, actually.
Yeah, this is a UK pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
I've only seen one of them. I think that was the only.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I tended to miss out on these. Nothing of great note actually happened on these. Triple H actually defeated Kevin Nash
What?
in a street fight on the 2003 edition, which we might have to watch for
That might be good.
Torn Quads in the UK and Insurrections. So yeah, Insurrection. That's my choice.
All right, I only got one left. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, let me rock this one. Last but not least, saving the best for last.
Got to do it.
ECW WrestlePalooza.
No, you did not. That's my number one. God damn
Oh, it
it!
is?
That is my number one
Oh
pick.
my god, dude.
I swear
Look,
to God, dude. If I could flip my computer
I started
around,
from the bottom.
if I could flip my computer around,
Oh my God.
I would show you that WrestlePalooza is the last one on my list.
Damn it!
I
Well,
have-
great minds think alike.
I have very fond memories, as I'm sure you do as well, of this pay per view.
Horrible name.
God damn it! What a terrible fucking name.
What
right?
is this? Like, what is this trying
What
to
is
be?
a WrestlePalooza? This is like they were like, we need a name similar to WrestleMania, but what the fuck do we call it? It's an extravaganza. It's what is I don't even know what a palooza is. What's the?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like Lollapalooza.
Oh yes, Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But there was no bands at this.
No, there
fucking
was no
pay-per-view.
bands at this. So WrestlePalooza, I have fond memories, as I'm sure you do as well. This was actually the first ECW pay-per-view that I was able to see.
Yeah, first one in the
live.
Midwest market.
Yes.
Yeah, this is great. I watched this at Tom's house, actually.
Yes. So, I did not know that. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Tom did not come over to my house for this?
He jumped WrestleMania and went straight to ECW.
I did not know that Tom. I wonder who came over to my house for this, because I know that someone was there. Maybe
I don't know,
maybe
but-
Justin? I don't know.
RVD versus Sabu was a great match on this one.
Subpar main event, but I will tell you it was pretty hyped though, because Al Snow versus Shane Douglas. But people were pretty fucking hyped for Al Snow at this point, man.
Yeah, he
all
was
the heads in
over
the
like a
crowd.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good one.
He was changing the game at this point in time.
And we had seen ECW already. We had been exposed to it.
Sports Channel.
The sports channel.
Fuck
We had
yeah.
seen the
Jerry
summer
the
of
King
'97. But yeah, this was our first chance to be able to see ECW pay-per-views on the reg. We had this, and then we got to Heatwave '98, which was, I mean, fuck, that's one of the best fucking ECW pay-per-views ever. So, but yeah, WrestlePalooza.
A little synchronicity to round
Terrible
out
name.
the,
Yes,
the end of the
absolutely.
list here. We both didn't know our list at all, so this
No,
was kind of
yes,
funny. I thought for sure you would not pick WrestlePalooza.
I had
Just
to.
based off your love for music.
No, I didn't even make the connection, and I still hate it. I still hate that name. It's a fucking terrible name.
Wow.
Right?
Damn. I thought that was mine all day.
ECW, hey, ECW had some good names. They had some bad names.
Yeah.
WrestlePalooza's on the bottom of the fucking list. It's the worst fucking one they have, probably. So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to get to these predictions?
Yeah, absolutely. So
for the worst pay-per-view name of all time.
Oh, man.
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, Great Balls of Fire is coming this Sunday on the WWE Network. And I'm going to be completely honest and upfront with you guys. I actually haven't been watching wrestling pretty much at all. I actually have not watched wrestling aside from this week, Monday. I haven't watched it since maybe 2 weeks after WrestleMania. I was just sick of being abused. I have basically talked about how pro wrestling is like an abusive relationship. It's like you keep going back for more. You feel like wrestling is finally going to love you and it's finally going to give you the things that you're looking for. And so often it doesn't. I don't mean to hate on pro wrestling, and I really want to love it, but I needed to take a little break from it. I needed to be on my own for a while, and so we figured Great Balls of Fire was a great place to pick up again. It's got a great main event. It looks like a pretty solid card. I watched Raw.
Yeah, I watched Raw too. This is my first Raw in months. I barely made it. It was just
it's too long.
It's way too long.
It's way too long. But it looks like this is a pretty solid card, and I'm definitely interested to see it. So let's talk about the first match is Cruiserweight Champion Neville versus Akira Tozawa. This is on the kickoff show. So Eddie, what do you think about this? Who do you think is going to take this one?
I like Japanese wrestlers. I like their style and shit, but I'm going Neville.
Yeah, they've definitely given him this division.
He's the homegrown guy. And he's the champ.
It looks like he actually, so I missed out on this feud, and I really would like to see. So I know they face each other at WrestleMania, and it looks like they face each other on 2 other pay-per-views. Austin Aries. They actually had one of the best matches on WrestleMania this year. It looks like they face each other on Payback and Extreme Rules, and Aries is out of action now, I guess. So I feel like it's got to be Neville. They've got to keep this title on Neville and basically continue to pump him up as the face of this division. And so, yeah,
it's too early for a title change.
I'm going with Neville.
Yeah, so. It's summertime. No one's paying attention. There's no reason to change any titles right now.
Yeah.
So the next match, my favorite WWE superstar, probably Enzo versus Big Cass. They split him up.
Enzo Amore. I was actually shocked. I did not know that at all.
They had a super long video before. Or like he had a promo. He had an awesome promo actually on Raw. He kicked off Raw, Enzo.
Yeah, with a great promo. One of the best promos that I've heard.
He rocks it, bro. He rocks it like a motherfucker.
He's, you know what I really like about him is like obviously he's got the comedy. He's got like the pre-written stuff. He can like just nail that shit.
He has good energy.
But
I like his energy.
He's got great energy, but the thing that I like about him the most is that he can really resonate with people and he can really bring that story and get people to connect with him as like an undersized dude facing off against, the big dude, the guy that was his friend, and he really brought up some really good points, and I think he did a really good job of connecting with the audience. And I think he's got to be probably of the current talent. He's got to be one of the best stick guys out there, man. You've got people like Bray Wyatt that get credit for being the best mic guy, and goddamn, I don't understand a motherfucking thing that guy talks about.
And when was the last time Bray Wyatt got you hyped for a match?
Never.
Yeah.
He just rambles on, and this is the show where we talk about doing psychedelic drugs all the time, and I don't know what the fuck Bray Wyatt's talking about. So Enzo connects and clicks with people, and I like him. And what's your pick? Who do you think? Who you got in this match?
Oh well, since my official WrestleMania title is not on the line here, I have nothing to worry about as far as losing my championship. Therefore, I'm going with my man Enzo Amore over Big Cass. Don't give a what. And I'm an Enzo mark. So
yeah, I hope he wins, although I will say this looks to be their first match, and so I think there is probably about a 0% chance that Enzo wins this match. And I think it's very, very likely that Big Cass is going to win this match because in the end, they like Enzo and they want to give him the mic. But in the end, I mean, he's the small guy and Vince likes the big guy. They tried to push Big Cass real hard after WrestleMania as a singles competitor. And actually, that might have been before WrestleMania. I'm not really sure. Whatever, it blends together. But point being,
he doesn't have a catchphrase now anymore.
Right. I believe that
so he can't rock the promo without Enzo now.
I believe that Enzo said that he was gonna, when he saw his merchandise check, he was going to be looking at a big fat 0 unless he started walking around in shirts that say "Big Casshole." So,
and he wrote him another merchandise thing now.
Yeah.
Cass can run with that and use fucking Cass.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I bet Vince makes the shirt tomorrow.
Brilliant.
So yeah. Moving along, we have tag team action. The Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. 30-minute Iron Man match.
Wow.
For the World Raw Championship.
Whatever the
title.
fuck they're called.
These names are too long,
The
Vince.
WWE Raw Tag Team Championship.
God damn it, man.
Things,
Cut it down.
Yeah.
Chop it down. Anyways, so who's your pick, Ray? I went first last time.
So
I don't know much about this.
So yeah, so I mean, the Hardys had the titles after WrestleMania. It looks like they must have lost them to Sheamus and Cesaro.
That's right.
So, it looks like it was at Extreme Rules. They battled out in a two of three falls match or something. Yeah, I probably should know this, but whatever. Anyway, point being, my pick is I'm gonna go with Sheamus and Cesaro because I think that the end goal of this has to be to break the Hardys up, right? Like,
I don't know.
Jeff Hardy is obviously not getting any younger, and he could be
because Matt Hardy is like better by himself or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, you split them up, and then now you have. I mean, okay, so you have the nostalgia thing going right now. That's great, but I always liked Matt better, but I mean, Jeff Hardy. There's no denying he's charismatic. He's an enigma, right? But I mean, he could be main eventing these fucking pay-per-views, right? He could be in the world title picture without a fucking doubt. So he's not getting any younger. Let's get him in the main event picture, and Matt Hardy. Let's let him do his crazy thing with his weird fake teeth and stuff. So, sorry, I'm looking at a picture of Matt Hardy. He's scaring me a little bit, but yeah, I think
Does he have the gray hair or whatever?
Yeah, he's got the little white hair thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think somehow you've got Sheamus and Cesaro. You keep the titles on them. This is really giving them something to do of note, and break the Hardys up, have some sort of, something happen where, whatever, one of them costs the other the match, Matt, probably Jeff, and then you have them feud for a while, and then you eventually throw Jeff into the main event picture. So that's my assessment, just from, not knowing exactly what the hell is happening with this. So,
well, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going Sheamus and Cesaro. I typically go Sheamus and Cesaro. I like their style and shit. I think they match up well together as a tag team. They got the power, and then they got a little bit more power with speed. With Cesaro.
I like them together, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't hate it. So, and you said they just won the tag belts?
Extreme Rules, which would have been the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, I guess.
So yeah, that'd be too many changes.
I mean, this is WWE, man. Come on.
I don't know, but it's the summertime. The title doesn't change hands.
Summertime.
So. Yeah, I agree with Ray, and I'm also going Sheamus and Cesaro.
All right.
Next match, Intercontinental title, The Miz versus Dean Ambrose, and I got to be honest. Wait, no. Okay, I know. The Miz is the champ here.
Miz is the champ, correct.
I thut it was Ambrose for a second. No. I honestly don't even know.
I think The Miz has actually had this title for quite a long time, and he's been, trying to bring prestige back to the title.
So I'm going to lean on you for this one because I might copy you.
Man,
are you going The Miz?
This is actually a tough one. So there's like this whole other thing going on, which I only saw a little bit of, but there was like a number one draft pick in the NBA he wasn't even he was like the Lakers number one pick or something, and
Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he was on Monday Night Raw. He was on the Miz TV thing not this past week, but the week before, and I guess unscripted he dropped the N-word, and so
The Miz.
No, what's his name? Lonzo
Ball?
Yeah, he dropped the N-word live on Raw.
Oh, nice.
Unscripted. And
well, he probably didn't show up to rehearsal.
Yeah, so that was that actually WWE had to actually come out and issue an apology. So there's this whole other thing going on with that. Miz actually had a pretty solid promo on Dean Ambrose this past week where he kind of, basically laid it out that Dean Ambrose's character is pretty lame, and it's, not lunatic or whatever, he's just kind of lame. So honestly, I'm gonna stick with The Miz. I think we keep the belt on The Miz at this point. I mean, what is Ambrose doing that's proving anything other than the fact that his character is kind of lame? So as
much as it pains me to say it, The Miz has gotten so much better.
The Miz is the best fucking heel out there right now.
Even his wrestling has gotten slightly better. Like, he's kind of taken Daniel Bryan's kicks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
but he's a lot more fluid than he was about 5 or 6 or 7, 8
Did you
years
see?
ago.
Did you see the Miz promo that he did on Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack?
And his promo this week
man.
was outstanding.
That was the best fucking promo that I've seen in years.
Yes.
And clearly it was still scripted, but it was sort of not scripted.
Well, he delivered though.
But dude, he had some real emotion behind it. So I hope the Miz wins because he's got some fucking
promos. Yeah.
He's got some fucking balls. And Dean Ambrose, sadly, which man, I really, really wanted to love Dean Ambrose when he was John Moxley. He was coming in. I was all about it, and he's kind of had his balls snipped, and so I hope he eventually finds what he needs there. I don't really like his in-ring much either. So
because they're all on the same show now. Ambrose, the Shield, Ambrose, Reigns, and I forget the other guy's name. But they're all
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, they're all in the same show now, and they act like they never were a group together. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, I'm going Miz 2 Intercontinental. I don't see any title changes going on here, and the Miz's next to Enzo Amore, the best mic skills on the fucking roster, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
On to the next one.
Yes.
Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins.
Yes, Seth Rollins.
He's the other guy I was talking about.
Yes.
I'm going.
Not talking about actually, but.
Well, he was in the Shield, right?
Right. No, I meant, because you didn't name his name because you didn't remember it.
Yeah.
And then I said it.
Well, unfortunately, he's my pick because he's the babyface. I
have no clue the backstory of this thing.
Yeah.
I'm quickly trying to read it.
I'm going Seth Rollins because I think he's in with Triple H, but I don't know.
Oh, like backstage or on camera?
Just as a whole.
I mean, they feuded and face each other at WrestleMania.
No, I mean
Triple H did put him over.
Triple H ain't gonna wrestle you at WrestleMania for you to lose to Bray Wyatt in July.
Right. But at the same time, we don't know how long this feud has been going. So it's honestly, it's kind of hard. This is a really tough one to call because I don't know the direction because I haven't been watching the show. So I don't know, is this their first match? I assume it is. Are they going to maybe face each other at SummerSlam again? I don't know the direction they want to take them. But I mean, I guess based on that and the fact that I don't know, I'll just pick Bray Wyatt just because I feel like there could probably be more meat on the bones of this feud and they could face each other at SummerSlam. I think in the end, Seth Rollins definitely comes out as the winner because he's on the cover of the new game. So, God damn it.
Oh, that's right. Cover boy can't lose.
Right. But I think that because I don't know how long this has been going, it looks like it's only been going since about June 19th. It's only been going less than a month. I'm going to assume that there's more to this feud, and so I guess I pick Bray Wyatt.
Nice. Oh, you're picking Bray Wyatt.
I'm picking Bray Wyatt because I think they're going to face each other at SummerSlam again.
Yeah, we need like differentiating.
Yes.
So that works for me. We got two of them that are different: Enzo and Seth Rollins.
All right, next one. Alexa Bliss, who is the champ, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Sasha Banks. And that's for the Raw Women's Championship. So who do you got in that one, Eddie?
Well, I'm sticking to the script. I don't see any title changes going on right now. Alexa Bliss looks pretty good.
And what do you mean by that?
She's the champ.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a comment on her physical features.
Yeah, I mean, she looks certainly not ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alexa Bliss is the champ. I'm not taking any title switches here.
I agree. Too many of those in this.
I thought Sasha
division.
Banks had like the Jeep and shit. She used to roll out in a Jeep, and she's a little bit more gangster.
Yeah, when she was a heel, I think she's a face still. I'm not really. I mean, I assume Alexa Bliss is a heel
because Alexa Bliss.
I thought she was going to turn heel at WrestleMania, and she did not. Honestly, man, they really fucked up this division. I have no clue where what's her face is. Where is she went to SmackDown, right? The Hugger, right? I think she's gone.
About Naomi?
No, Bailey. She must be. I think she's on SmackDown now. Maybe. I don't really know.
No, she was on Raw.
Oh, is she on Raw? Why? She's not in this mix?
She was with Sasha Banks.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't blown off that whole thing because I thought there was going to be a feud between them.
I don't know.
But yeah, in the end, I think Sasha Banks has held this title way too many goddamn times.
How many times has she won?
She's like a 4-time champion or something already. Yeah,
wow.
They're just changing this title way too many times. And so with that, I hope that they keep the title on Alexa. So I go with Alexa.
Yeah, I got the same thing here. All right, on to the next one. I know who Ray wants to win this match. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, ambulance match for the co-main event title of the world.
Oh, it's wait, hold on.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, this is not for any title, right?
I know.
Okay.
It's just funny that, like, because in UFC, all the title matches go first.
Yeah.
And in WWE, you got a title match on the undercard, title match here, title match there. There's, like, no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
But Roman Reigns, I got to go Roman Reigns here. I think he's undefeated in ambulance matches. I'm not sure.
Good job, Roman Reigns. You're undefeated in ambulance matches.
His style matches up well with Braun Strowman's style.
Yeah.
But this is an obvious babyface versus heel situation.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And Roman Reigns did not beat The Undertaker for him to lose in July to Braun Strowman. So Roman Reigns
You're not
is my
wrong.
pick.
You're not wrong.
I have a very simple philosophy on making picks.
Yeah, I agree with you. Roman Reigns is going to win this match. As much as I want to see Braun Strowman, the last time I was watching, Braun Strowman had one of the best moments in WWE of late, where he just kept beating Roman Reigns down. It literally went on for like 10 to 15 minutes of actual TV time. Every time that he would like throw Roman Reigns off something, and you would think that was going to be like the ending, they're going to go to commercial. Wrong. Braun Strowman would come back and he would beat the shit out of him again. Then he put what was obviously a dummy Roman Reigns onto a gurney and pushed him off of like where they load the docks. He pushed him off of that. Then you thought it was done again. Then they put him back on it, put him into an ambulance, and then Braun Strowman came over and tipped the ambulance over with Roman Reigns in it. It was one of the best. I think it was supposed to be comedic. I'm not 100% sure, but it really entertained me, and he's still going to lose this match. So, yeah, Roman Reigns all day long. This is a babyface match.
This is the easiest match to pick.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Roman Reigns is winning this match. There's no way that's not happening. So,
all right, on to the main event of the night.
The main event.
The only reason why we're even talking about Great Balls of Fire on the JOET podcast. Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship.
What a fucking match, man.
Love this matchup.
Wow.
Give me some more of this, and you might hook Eddie back into your little WWE universe there.
This is a fucking dream match for the fucking ages. It's happening on the worst named pay-per-view of all times. Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, what a fucking dream match.
Oh, yeah.
God damn, can you imagine in 2004, like thinking like fucking Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe?
Craziness.
This is going to be I honestly cannot think of anyone that I would rather see Brock Lesnar against.
Yeah, in the whole lineup. Doesn't matter.
And there is not a professional wrestler that I think I would rather see versus Brock Lesnar than Samoa Joe.
Dude, Brock Lesnar has got it made right now. He's on that Hollywood Hogan WWE or WCW contract. He doesn't do jack shit. He just like sits around and like lets Paul Heyman talk for him. He doesn't even have to cut his own promos. And like fucking, he's just like laughing at Samoa Joe. Like Samoa Joe's trying to conjure up some heat between them, like in these little backstage fights and shit. Brock Lesnar's just got his belt and he just points and laughs at him. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I guarantee you Vince McMahon will not let another superstar have the contract
that
that Brock Lesnar has because he's got it made.
No chance.
He's probably making more money than everybody else too.
I'll tell you what though. I mean, it looks like I have not been watching the build-up. I saw it from this Monday, but it's actually been pretty good. They've actually let Joe get the upper hand on Brock quite a bit, which leads me to believe that Joe is probably not going to win this match. And honestly, I mean, they're building up Brock to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, so Joe's not winning this match anyway, sadly. But this is going to be a fucking awesome match. It's going to be really strong style. And hopefully Brock fucking brings it, because I'll tell you what.
Hopefully it lasts longer than 10 minutes.
I
want a good solid match.
Right. I don't want this to. I hope this doesn't turn into like Brock versus Randy Orton or Brock versus Cena that one time. I want this to be an actual hard fought match. Don't make Joe look like shit in this match. Make Joe look.
Oh, what if he jobs out in like 3 minutes?
No, I hope to God that
it could happen.
I think after the Goldberg thing, I don't think that's what they're going to do with Brock.
You know what? I would have loved an Iron Man match here between these two.
I'll tell you what, that would
have been pretty sick.
This is tough though, because this is another case of, when you think logically, you're like, there's no way that they can make Joe look like shit in this. But At the same time, Joe is not a WWE guy.
He's not an
Joe,
original, no.
Joe is a TNA guy. And so look at all the WCW guys. It's like, no way that Sting's going to have his first match at WrestleMania and look like shit and get fucking defeated by Triple H. And he does. So it happens over and over again. You have these WCW guys or TNA guys that come over, and they got to make them look like shit initially. You know, AJ Styles, like, hey, you know, we should probably let you win your first match. You're going to fucking job to Chris Jericho. You know, but then the next year, you know, we're gonna basically make one of the shows around you until WrestleMania, and then we're gonna make you face Shane McMahon. But point being, Samoa Joe's not a WWE original. He's not winning this match, and I just hope it is a good match. This is this is Brock's first match since facing Goldberg at WrestleMania. So
this is crazy. I got Brock Lesnar, Hollywood Brock Lesnar, strumming that air guitar with the belt with Eric Bischoff, aka Paul Heyman, walking out with him.
Yeah,
it's the total ripoff of Hollywood Hogan and Eric Bischoff.
Yeah,
it's just so crazy to me that Vince is allowing this to happen. But I don't hate Brock Lesnar. I don't hate Paul Heyman. It's just, you know, man, money well spent there. I got Brock Lesnar, and you know, to everything Ray said and more. It's just he's not a WWE guy at all. So yeah, it's actually gonna be a fun event. We'll probably do a little recap of that next week. We're going to go to break, and we're going to come back, and we are going to have the Eddie the Jerk breakdown of UFC 213 this Saturday. Ray the Jerk's going to be here too. He's going to break it down as well, but don't listen to him. Listen to Eddie, and you are going to listen to Eddie, and he's going to talk about our sponsor of the Jerk of All Trades podcast, Audible, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do UFC. So we'll see you guys on the flip side of the break. Hey, what's up, guys? Eddie the Jerk here from the Jerk of All Trades podcast. We got a new deal for you here from audible.com. It's the audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast link. You get a 30-day free trial with audible.com. You get to choose from over 180,000 books. You're never getting any repeats with audible.com. I've been listening to audible.com for a while now, and I freaking love it. You know, you got your Pandoras, your Spotifys. You're listening to the same stuff week in and week out. You're not going to get that with Audible. My personal favorite book from audible.com is Unshakable, Your Financial Freedom Playbook by Tony Robbins. It's inspirational as a mofo, motivational as a mofo, and you get your learn on with audible.com and Tony Robbins. So once again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Check it out.
All right, guys, we are back. So we just got done breaking down WWE Great Balls of Fire, which is happening this Sunday. But on Saturday, we got another huge event. We've got UFC 213, which is going down in Las Vegas. So let's break it down.
Let's break this down.
Let's fucking break this shit down.
UFC 213 this Saturday. Don't miss it. Great freaking card. In the main event, we got Amanda Nunes, the woman that just beat Ronda Rousey, going up against the number one contender, Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko. This is a rematch from a fight they had about a year ago. Amanda Nunes won that fight by decision. This is a close fight here. You know, if I had to pick it, I definitely give the
Which
reach.
you do?
No, I'm kind of under the gun here.
Yeah.
With the picks. Are we keeping track of my picks or probably not, right?
I don't know, maybe.
I think your boy Eddie the Jerk is doing all right.
Yeah.
So the reach I'm going to giving to Amanda Nunes. The grappling and wrestling given to Amanda Nunes. The striking I'm giving to Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko. Stamina and athleticism goes to Shevchenko, and the toughness and chin is going to Shevchenko. This is a 50-50 fight in Vegas. Dead even. And if I got to pick a 5-round championship fight, I got to take the fighter with the better gas tank that can go all 5 rounds without getting tired. Shevchenko has done this against her win against Holly Holm. She tooled Holly Holm pretty well in their 5-round fight on Fox. I would say I'm going upset, but it's a dead pick. It's a 50-50 fight. But I'm going challenger Shevchenko to beat
Ooh.
Amanda Nunes, fourth round.
Big call.
Fourth round TKO. I just think
very specific, man.
I just think Amanda Nunes, she gets tired, man. That first fight they had in the third round, she was done. And if Shevchenko hadn't lost the first 2 rounds, she definitely would have beat her.
So can I ask a question? This is actually off spur of the moment thought, and this may be offensive, and it may be considered to be misogynist.
I'm already offended,
and I hope that I don't mean it that way. I actually am just very interested by this. So if you're a female UFC fighter and you are getting prepared for your match, whatever, and it's like the day of your fucking your match, and you get your fucking period, like. Does that affect you? Like, I mean,
You're
it's got
me?
I mean, it's got to, right? Because I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, I've been in
I've never had a period.
I mean,
before.
I've been in relationships and such, and when it's that time of the month,
they can't fight?
No, I mean the day. What I mean, fuck, they're fucking tired and shit. Like they're just like exhausted and like
and
they're
emotional.
fucking their hormones are all over the fucking map and shit. And I don't mean it to be sexist or anything, but I mean, would that like affect you? And also, if you're like
that would affect my pick.
Do you think that there should that be actually something that's brought up in like female MMA fights?
I'm gonna have to send some emails out to get the calendar on these chicks.
Right, and also here's another question: if they are like seeing each other a lot and they're like maybe friends still, do their flows sync up? And then it doesn't matter, right?
Then it's an even fight still.
Then it's an even fight. So just one.
Unless one chick like dies when she gets her period, and the other chick turns into the Incredible Hulk when she gets her period.
Yeah.
Because every period, people react differently, right, to their periods.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say that most girls that I've been,
some chicks, their periods are like, meh, I didn't really feel it, and then some chicks are like, bruh.
Yeah, I think most of them get pretty tired and exhausted and shit. I don't think a lot of them turn into the Hulk, but I mean, maybe, if you're a female listener of the Jerk of All Trades podcast and you didn't turn the podcast off when I brought this question up because I didn't mean it offensively, I honestly just wondered, and you want to give us some feedback on your flow and how it affects you, and maybe you do something physical or whatever, and does it affect you? Maybe you're an MMA fighter, and maybe you're gonna come and kick the fucking ever living shit out of Ray the Jerk for even bringing this question up, and maybe you're just gonna send us an email and let me know. So I was just wondering. So
yeah, don't ask Shevchenko this question.
I'm not asking. Yeah, probably not in person. I just generally sort of wonder. So yeah, all right, that's it.
Moving along to the co-main event of the evening will be for the interim middleweight championship. Your boy Yoel Romero versus Robert the Reaper Whittaker. This is another close fight. I've been watching both of these guys for a while now. I have been picking Yoel Romero for every fight that he's been in just about, and he's come through each and every time. He's the number 1 contender to the middleweight championship. Unfortunately, the champion Michael Bisping is injured right now and can't defend his title. Robert Whittaker has also been on the come up. He's on the rise. He's number 3 in the world. And man, this is such a great fight. This is such a great fight that I hate to have to pick it because I like both of these guys.
You have to fucking pick it.
I like it when these guys go up against like people that are supposed to win so I can bet on them and win a shitload of money. But unfortunately, they're fighting each other, and if I have to pick it, it's going to have to be the same way I picked the last one. It's a 5-round fight. Yoel Romero dies off in that 3rd round. He needs to finish this fight. He has to finish Robert Whittaker within the first 2 rounds, or else things are going to get bad for him quickly. Robert Whittaker, I don't believe, has been in a 5-round fight, and I don't think Yoel Romero has either. But definitely the stamina goes to Robert Whittaker. The reach goes to Yoel Romero. The size and reach. Grappling and wrestling goes to Romero for sure. I believe he's a gold medalist from Cuba in the 2008 Olympics. I'm not sure. But anyways, and the toughness and chin definitely going to Whittaker. He's been hit, and he just keeps coming back. Comes back and back and back. So with the stamina and the power and the chin, I got to go with Robert Whittaker. 4th round, knockout. Or TKO,
damn.
Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like a good, a pretty even matchup there. So I'm interested to see that fight.
Yoel Romero is a wrestler, but he's got like this dynamic, freakish striking ability. He's like an X-Man, man. He can do like backflips and splits and fucking. It looks like he's chiseled from stone. It's just he's just a freak athlete that just gets the job done. And Robert Whitaker's a little more blue collar. He's a little bit workman like. He's got a background in boxing, and I actually know a guy that trained with Robert Whitaker for a while in jiu-jitsu, and he described Robert Whitaker's hands as bricks with fingers. So every time he grabbed, like he would grab my buddy in a grappling match, and he could not loosen his grip. Like the grip just wasn't coming off. And then like when he would fight his hands were like twice the size of a normal person's hands. So if Robert Whitaker hits you with those hands, you're gonna fucking go night night. So it's just the way it is. And some people are just blessed like that, man. They got those fucking gigantic fucking hands and fucking iron fucking bones and shit, and they just because a lot of MMA fighters,
X-Men, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of
adamantium skeletons.
Yeah, adamantium steel. A lot of fighters, they break their hands all the time, and Robert Whitaker does not have that problem. So, going Robert Whitaker, 4th round decision there. On to the next one of my favorite fights, Fabricio Vicavallo Verdum versus Alistar the Reem Overeem. These two guys have fought before. This is a heavyweight matchup. Very interesting matchup. Fabricio Verdum is number 1 contender. Alistar Overeem is number 3. He just fought Stipe and got knocked the fuck out. I thought he was going to win that fight. I picked Overeem, but unfortunately he lost there. For this matchup,
Can't win them all.
No, the size and the reach are probably the same. If I had to give the reach, I'd probably give it to Overeem. Grappling and wrestling is Verdum all day. Overeem's got some underrated chokes and trips, takedowns and stuff, but he ain't trying to take down Verdum. Verdum's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's choking everybody the fuck out. So look for Overeem to maintain his distance here and use that striking, that I'll give to Alistar Overeem, even though it's a lot closer than it was before in their previous matchups, because Verdum has improved his striking immensely. But I'm still giving that advantage to Overeem. Overeem, he's a K1 champion, and he hits like a fucking brick shit house. The toughness and chin is going to Verdum. Overeem is notorious for having a mosquito land on his chin, bite him, and him fall down.
It's a bad time for that to be happening.
I'm just playing Overeem. Don't slam my ass. I'm just kidding.
He needs some citronella candles around him at all times.
But yeah, man, he gets hit in the face, man, and
it's a done deal.
Yeah, he goes down quick.
Which
is probably from years and years and years of sparring, because this happens to every fighter. After so many years, the lights turn off for him. It's just a bad deal. So I'm going Alistar Overeem. Is he the underdog? He is. He's a slight favorite. So he's slight favorite Overeem by decision. I feel very confident in Overeem, and you should too. So on to the next one. I got Anthony Showtime Pettis. This cat's from Milwaukee, Ray.
Ooh.
Yes, Anthony Pettis. He trains out of Rufus Sport in Milwaukee.
I've definitely heard his name.
Maybe we'll have to take a trip up there so they can kick our ass and it'll be.
Yeah, we'll let them kick your ass
it'll
first.
Be good, it'll be good podcast material.
How about you go there, get your ass kicked. I'll go to the float tank. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I like it.
We'll see. We'll have to see what the listeners say.
Maybe
the listeners want you to go there.
Maybe Eddie can go to get his ass kicked by Anthony Pettis. Then he can go to the float tank, and Ray will go to On the Border, and then he'll maybe go to the float tank after
You're going
that.
back to Canada? To the border?
That's not the border I'm talking about. It is a strip club.
It's a gentleman's establishment.
Sorry, it's a gentleman's club.
Yes.
A club for gentlemen.
So our boy Anthony Pettis is going up against Jim Miller. Jim Miller, the perennial contender at lightweight. Jim Miller's tough as fuck.
He's a contender.
Anytime Jim Miller's fighting, I'm watching it because it's a great fucking fight. So, yeah, man, size and reach going to Pettis. Grappling and wrestling, I'm going to have to give to Jim Miller. He's a black belt, and he's probably got good enough wrestling to get the job done here, but I'm not sure. Anthony Pettis has improved his takedown defense. Striking, simple. Pettis, I believe, is a black belt in Taekwondo, and he's got awesome kicks, powerful kicks, and he's got a little bit of hands to match, too. So definitely striking to Anthony Pettis. The stamina and athleticism. Athleticism is Pettis easy. Stamina might be to Jim Miller, though. Jim Miller doesn't get tired too often. So that's a wash. That's a 50-50 one right there. Toughness and chin. Man, Anthony Pettis is tough. He took a 5-round ass whooping from Rafael Dos Anjos and never quit. His eye was all fucked up and everything. And Jim Miller, he doesn't get finished very often, but it's been happening a little bit more nowadays. So I'll give
You got to get finished, man.
I'll give the slight toughness and chin to Anthony Pettis here. So with all that said, I am going Anthony Showtime Pettis on a unanimous decision, maybe a split decision.
I disagree with you. I wanted to make it
fine.
Not unanimous, but
that's fine. But Jim Miller and Anthony Pettis should be a great fucking fight.
Yeah, this sounds like a good card, man. This sounds like a good card. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
And for those wondering, Anthony Pettis is a -2.5 favorite. So be careful with that. But there's a lot of great fights here in UFC 213. We got some more Milwaukee guys on here too. We actually have Gerald Meerschaert. He's fighting Thiago Santos, and one of our Instagram buddies here, Bilal Muhammad, going up against Jordan Mean.
Big up to the Instagram followers. We love you guys, and we definitely love you. So
well, I don't know if he's following us, but he gives us a shout out every once in a while on the.
We'll give him a shout out right now.
Yeah,
so.
good luck, man. Good luck, Bilal Muhammad.
Absolutely.
And, speaking of Instagram shout outs, got to shout out the Motown Phenom, who looked great in his last fight against Michael Chiesa last Saturday night.
Awesome. Yes.
First round submission for
Thank
the
you for your
Motown
love.
Phenom. 24 years old, on the rise, man. Watch out for Kevin Lee. Motown Phenom.
Much like us, except we're not 24. I think we're like 26. But
about 28.
we're on the rise, and he's on the rise too. So, yeah.
Sweet. So that pretty much wraps it up. We got a lot of Milwaukee guys on UFC 213. Can't miss it. You got 5-6 great fights. It's just this is once again another Saturday night where you got to get locked into that UFC. You won't be disappointed.
Much like Thursday nights, where you won't be disappointed
Yes!
when you lock and load and listen to the Jerk of All Trades podcast. And this is going to wrap up the UFC and WWE edition of the show. We've got another show lined up for you guys too that we're going to drop this week, where we're going to hit a lot of our normal subject matter. Before we go, Eddie, you want to hit them with social media, and then we'll be out. Sure.
Yeah, follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook.
Get it right.
Follow us on Twitter.
Right.
Follow us on Instagram. We're hitting you every week with them pictures on Instagram. We're now on Twitch. So for those
check
of you
us
fans,
out on Twitch, man.
Wednesday night, Thursday nights, maybe give or take. We will be rocking some Jackbox.
Yeah, we'll let
Twitch.
you guys know on the social media page. We will be there. JOAT podcast is our name there. Playing some Jackbox. Might be playing.
If you want to play with us, log on to that Jackbox and play some
maybe some Friday the 13th. We might be playing some Grand Theft Auto,
Quiplash.
We got a bunch of fun shit lined up, and we'd love for you guys to come play with us.
Check us out on Twitch every once in a while. We're gonna be having some fun on there too.
Yes.
JOAT podcast on Twitch. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you probably already did.
Rate us, review us.
Give us that rating, 5-star.
5 stars.
I'm still waiting on that Kendall Jenner rating, but that's okay.
I'm not all that worried about it. We'll take our people. We want our people, the Jerk of All Trades people, to rate us. We don't want Kendall Jenner.
Stitcher, give us that thumbs up on Stitcher. Google Play.
Rate us too on Stitcher.
You can't miss us. Any questions for us? jerkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com. That is jerkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
And the official website of the Jerks, JOATpodcast.com.
Definitely check it out. I'm telling you know what? We've got some fun shit lined up for the website for you guys. It's going to keep growing. We're going to start building upon that and having more fun shit for you guys to interact with there. So definitely keep an eye on that. Check it out. You can stream all the new episodes from there. You can stream all the old episodes from there. You can give your money to us there. So yeah, just check us out there. We fucking love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all your support.
And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, where's my universal call out? Next episode, which will drop very shortly after
very
this.
soon.
you will get your universal call out and everything that you love from the
Yes,
Jerk
middle
Of All Trades
finger of the
podcast.
week. So much more. We got fun shit lined up. We got more Alex Jones shit, and Spyrobot is going to be a fun one. So
Yes, thanks
definitely
for
keep an
tuning
eye
in.
out.
We got to run. We're up against it right now, but we appreciate all the support and look forward to more episodes of the Jerk of All Trades podcast.
Yes, we are out. We love you guys.
Mwah.